the motorist driving their car, the minibus driver driving an omnibus, the farmer driving his tractor, or even the construction people with the caterpillar. They all use motor oil. But how much attention do we pay to how we dispose of this oil and what damage it may or may not be doing to our environment? Today we'll speak to a number of people. Some talk about how they dispose of it properly and its alternate uses, while others admit some dispose indiscriminately. Minibus owner Ian Walcott, who also has a mechanical background, says gallons are used regularly.
The owner of a car may change oil once a year, once every 2 years. I change oil every 4 weeks. So I usually dispense of the oil in the oil container, and farmers usually come and beg me for the oil. Or contractors who are doing foundations will come and get oil. But there's also a government dump in the border of St. Lucie and St. Peter. Sometimes I take my oil down there and they take it.
Ramel Allen, owner of New Orleans business Allen's Auto Rev Garage, is worried about damaging the environment.
I take the waste seriously because a lot of mechanics coming up usually just dump the waste to the floor and the ground and stuff like that. We don't believe in that. So later on I'm going to show you exactly where we store the oil. We have a lot of people that come here asking us for oil because they may have a tree that they're trying to kill, wild grass, stuff like that. So we have containers parcel out. Up to yesterday, we had about 5 people come and get oil. It's a common thing, so they kind of spread the word.
He says it's now a bit of a bother because the past takers of the oil no longer collect it in the same volume, and it is just stored up right now. However, he says many are not as careful as he is when it comes to disposal.
I drive around, sometimes I go to different mechanic shops, and then you go in the back, the guys just chuck the oil back in the ground. So now, man, you could try to dispose of it a little better because at the end of the day, it's going to affect the environmental health and it can become something very serious. You don't want that. So I try to dispose it. I probably have about 12 drums out there that full of oil that people just normally come. Oh, there's a company somewhere in St. Philip as well. I think they deal with alcohol or something like that. They come and carry along a whole set and go and deal with it, and then they come back and get some. So in my situation, because we store it really bad, because they don't want it mixed with the water, so we have it fully secured in the sinks that whenever they come by, the oil is fresh. I know it's old, but it's still in good condition.
Farmer Thomas Herbert, who grows hay at Clayberry Plantation in St. John, is also left with a lot of used oil from his equipment. He wants to know what is the next option as he lives in a Zone 1 area.
We're really having a problem getting rid of our used engine oil because about every 3 months you have to change the oil in the tractors and you get about 4 gallons per tractor. And in the past, we used to be able to get rid of it to Arawak or to Mount Gay, but right now I call sanitation service and they say they're not taking it. I call the Environmental Protection Department and they say that they have a plan and they're aware of the problem that nobody's taking it, but they're waiting on cabinet approval to be able to implement this plan. So I called around garages and other people to find out how they're getting rid of their oil, and they say they're just storing it.
CBC News contacted Anthony Headley, director of the Environmental Protection Department, about the issue and what was their plan to address the situation. His response through his secretary was he could not comment at this time. Wendy Burke, CBC News.